the Cleveland Cavaliers right now have the best record in the NBA, while also having some elite statistical numbers on both sides of the ball. And when looking at this team from a bird's eye view, they haven't made any major changes to their roster this past offseason. But I think the biggest difference this team right now is the growth and development of Evan Mobley. Now, so far this year, the first thing that stands out to me is Mobley's creation off the dribble. So far this year, Mobley has been a much more controlled and physical driver, where he's now embracing contact when driving towards the basket. We'll see the Cavs here run this guard on big screen at the free throw line. And watch how Evan is going to take one dribble and flow past this guard hedging out, to then pound the ball and charge downhill, and attack Towns' chest on this finish. And that physicality also extends out to the perimeter. Watch him here rip towards the baseline, and he's going to get his man to open up by lowering his inside shoulder and bumping through that contact. Then he's able to pull the backline defense up, setting up this tough dime in the lane. When playing downhill, Mobley is also utilizing his length very well by adding these different spins and pivots to cover ground. And what makes these moves so effective is that it allows Mobley to work past his man without exposing the ball. Obviously, a 7-footer attacking off the dribble is prone to get his pocket picked, but these physical and direct moves have allowed him to secure the rock. We'll see him here isolating against a smaller Dalton Connect. And notice how Mobley is first going to bring the ball up and around to his outside hip, to then take one dribble and bring that left foot across, which opens up Connect's stance, setting up this spin over his top foot. I love this play here, where Cleveland sets up this quick horn set for Mobley, and as he comes off towards the middle, he's gonna again turn his shoulders and hips to protect the ball, and he's gonna get this defender off balance by hitting a quick half spin, to then back down and turn his way into a bucket. I also think Mobley with the ball has been much more patient, where if his initial drive gets walled off, he has no problem pulling the ball out and setting up another drive. And that patience off the dribble is scary when you pair it with his bag of spins and pivots. This play here is pretty elite, where Evan first exchanges the ball to his right hand, setting up this push cross back to his left. But as the defense slides and cuts him off, Evan's gonna again pull the ball out, to then split his stance and drop back down into his attack. And he's going to pick up and spin into contact towards the middle. And as this defender gets vertical, Mobley is going to create more space by pivoting into his body, to then turn out into his jump hook. I love this clip right here, where Mobley is going to catch and rip to his right, to then initiate contact into Brook Lopez. And from here, he's got the control to pick up and elevate off his right foot for the soft push shot. Now, on top of that improved patience and stability, Mobley also has elite touch around the basket, where he's very comfortable sinking these 8 to 10 foot push shots. And that touch combined with Evan's length and improved footwork in the lane makes him right now one of the best paint scorers in the league, where he's comfortable finishing through contact, he's got the pivot game to create scoring windows, plus he has the length and touch to score over any shot blocker. And then all those tools carry over to Mobley's play in transition, where if he gets a head of steam with the ball, he's pretty much impossible to cover on the break. We'll see him here attacking LeBron with a head of steam. And watch Evan punch this inside out, to then gather with one hand and shoot up into his finish. And James from here has no chance of swatting the shot. Evan's also getting more comfortable using his strides to create scoring windows, by hitting these long Euro steps to maneuver around the defense. We'll see him again here pushing the ball, and he's going to pick up from above the free throw line, and hit this long right-left Euro step, to then extend the ball around with his left hand. Now, all this new skill with the ball is really just a bonus in Mobley's scoring game, because a vast majority of the offense is still being run through Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. So most of Evan's buckets come off the gravity of those two guys in the flow of the game. But Mobley adding more depth to his on-ball scoring adds another wrinkle to the Cavs offense, because he can now abuse mismatches in open space, plus initiate the offense himself on the perimeter. And this gets Cleveland out of their repetitive pick and roll and ISO heavy offense with their two guards. Now, I also want to quickly go over Evan's outside shooting. Throughout his career, Mobley has never been a super high volume 3-point shooter, and that's still the case this year. But in these first couple of games, his accuracy has been really high, And while those percentages may not hold for the rest of this season, I still think he could easily shoot in the high 30s from 3, which would do wonders for the Cavs' half-court spacing.
Mobley's three-pointer.
So offensively, as a third or fourth option, Mobley checks all the boxes. He's a low-usage, high-efficient player who now has the on-ball skills to abuse matchups and create his own shot. Plus, he's also turning into a pretty reliable three-point shooter. Going forward, the Cavs' offense is still going to heavily depend on the play of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, but Mobley's improvement does give those guys a cushion that they haven't had in the past. Now, when switching over and looking at Mobley's defense, I think he's been one of the most versatile and impactful players across the league. Obviously, around the basket, Evan is an absolute monster, where his size, length, and timing makes him one of the best rim protectors in the league. And on top of those physical tools, I also think Mobley has great awareness. Off the ball, he's constantly tracking where both the ball and his man is, and this allows him to always be early on his rotations. Now, along with that interior presence, Mobley also has no problem stepping out and guarding the ball on the perimeter, where he's got the foot speed to keep his man in front, plus the length to disrupt any pull-up or shots at the rim. We'll see him here first sitting pretty deep in help. And as the ball gets kicked out to Scotty Barnes, Mobley's going to both scramble out to run him off the line, to then quickly turn his hips and eat up the stride. We can see more of that quickness on this play, where Evan's first going to stunt down at the ball in the post, to then again shoot out and run his man off the line, and he's able to rotate his hips and head off his attack. And like we saw with his offense, Evan's balance and stability has gotten much better, so he's now much more comfortable holding his ground against physical drivers. We'll see him here outguarding Franz Wagner in open space, and Wagner is going to get to this aggressive left to right between skip, to then attack and throw his shoulder into Mobley's body. But notice how Evan is able to keep his pace, to then extend up and alter this finish. So that combination of size, speed, and strength has made Evan Cleveland's go-to perimeter defender, where he has the tools to effectively match up with any wing scorer. And then on top of that on-ball presence, Mobley can also navigate off screens very effectively. So when taking into account the value and versatility that Evan provides from every spot on the floor, I think he should be in the conversation for one of the best all-around defenders in the NBA. So overall, I think there's still a bunch of unanswered questions surrounding the Cavs. We don't know how long they can keep up this level of play, plus they still have a lot to prove come playoff time. But I still think it's safe to say that this team has gotten much better, and Evan Mobley's presence is having a major effect on both sides of the ball. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments who the kids should break down next. The kids here.